Welcome to Teaching Truth. My name is Glenn Cartwright. We come today to our fifth and our final reflection, looking at the parable of the Good Samaritan, this story that Jesus told to highlight and to illustrate who our neighbour actually is. And over the last few days we've been looking at different facets, different characters within the parable and considering the challenge to our own lives. We've looked at the robbers and considered those things that can come into our life to rob us, those things that can come to steal, kill and destroy our character and our witness, and the importance of guarding against those things. We also consider the Good Samaritan and the 4 reasons or excuses that the Good Samaritan legitimately could have offered for not getting involved. 4 reasons or excuses that we equally can offer or raise for not getting involved. And the challenge to get involved to those who are lonely and to those who are hurting. And today I simply want to bring, as I bring it to myself, a personal challenge to you to be a good Samaritan. To be a good Samaritan. The passage says that a certain Samaritan, as he travelled, a certain Samaritan. Will you be that certain, that specific person, that person that makes a difference? 2 stories to share with you. The first is by my friend Matt Bird, who lives in Wimbledon, and when he lived in Sheffield he shared the story of when one of his neighbours walked past his study window. He says this, that we hadn't ever spoken, but I recognised her all the same. As she got to the gate she walked up the path and knocked on the front door. I opened the door and got ready to say hello, but saw that she was crying. As she calmed down after a few minutes, she explained that she had seen 3 men ahead of her carrying furniture in the street. She was filled with fear as she remembered how as a child she had been abused by 3 men in the street. She'd seen me working at my desk day after day, and she thought that she would be safe if she came and knocked on my door. After a while she left, and I later decided to put a card through her door saying that she should drop in for coffee if she ever wanted to, and that she should in no way feel embarrassed about the events of that morning. A few days later she came round and explained how when she came up to the door, when she was feeling upset, she was aware of a tremendous sense of love. I told her that the only answer I could find for that was that it had to be the love of God. The only answer I could find for that was that it had to be the love of God. And that was the beginning of a journey for that woman into a relationship ultimately with Jesus Christ, all because Matt was a literal neighbour. Matt was one who took an interest and who took the parable of the Good Samaritan seriously and applied it. The second story is with regard to Jimmy. Jimmy was a small boy who was involved in a free church up in the north of Scotland. And one Sunday as the offering plate came round and the elder was waiting for Jimmy to put his money in, Jimmy said, "Please put the offering plate on the floor." And the elder, quite taken aback, said, No, Jimmy, you need to put your money in the offering plate." And Jimmy insisted, and the elder was adamant, "No, Jimmy, you need to put your money now into the offering plate." Jimmy stood his ground, and eventually the elder put the offering plate on the floor, and Jimmy stood up and he stood in the offering plate, his 2 feet in the plate, and he said this: Lord, I haven't got much, but what I do say is this: I'm all in till it's all over. I'm all in till it's all over. Will we be those good Samaritans who are all in, as it were, till it's all over? Who are not just sacrificial in terms of our money, but our whole lives? Who are servant-hearted? Will we be those good Samaritans like the Good Samaritan, who will, as it were, get down off our donkey, help bind up the wounds of the broken-hearted, pouring, as it were, that oil and wine into the life of other people to help them, and then say to them, come on, get on my donkey. Let me take you to Jesus. Let me take you to an inn where you can meet someone who will look after you. His name is Jesus. Will we be like those good Samaritans? You see, the Good Samaritan stopped to hear a cry. The Good Samaritan saw a need. The Good Samaritan went to where the man was. And the Good Samaritan changed a life. Will you be that person who stops to hear a cry? Will you and I be that person who stops to see a need? Will we be those people who go to where those who are hurting and those who are lonely are, and those who need help? And will we be those good Samaritans who change a life for good? All around our towns and cities there are some very attractive advertising hoardings. And like a giant advertising hoarding, we are saying for all the world to see, wherever you are and whatever you've done, come home. You are truly loved. Wherever you are and whatever you've done, come home. You are truly loved. That's the truth of the parable of the Good Samaritan. Wherever people are, let's help them home to find Jesus. Let's put them on our donkey. Let's carry them. Let's help them. Let's be good Samaritans. God bless you.